Okay, this is a 301A. I'm going to remove the motor. First thing you have to do is remove the pan. Here's a screw, piece of felt. It's a washer. Take these, set them aside. Okay. Now here's the motor. Here's the motor down here. So to access the motor, you want to remove this screw, this little bracket here. Okay, remove this bracket. Takes a second here, and that'll give you access to the motor. Okay, at some point you will clean the bracket. And now here's the motor. Notice there are two wires here. There's a black and a red. If you're not sure when you put it back together how they go, write it down. The black is on the left. I'm going to loosen that, and the red is on the right. Okay.
How did you loosen them?
They just pull them right out. They just plug in. There's no screws. They just plug right in and out. So they got the.
You pull them by the plastic part.
Yes. Yes, not by the wire. You pull them by the plastic. If you pull them by the wire, you could disengage the wire from the connector. So you always want to pull it by the. Okay, so they're right on the. Now, in theory, the motor should slide right out. Let's see. Push it from the top. Yes, it'll slide right out. Okay. In the event it doesn't come out, these 301s, sometimes they haven't seen maintenance. Sometimes what you'll have to do is turn it right side up, put a cloth over the cam that's up on top, put a piece of wood, take a rubber mallet, and tap it. I'll check to see, make sure the brushes are still good. What I'll do, if they're about ½ inch to or larger, they're fine. If they get too small, then you have to get some new brushes. Okay. So the brush is here, and then what I'll do, I'll put some grease in here.
What kind of grease?
Since this is a Singer that I'm working on, Singer 301, I'm going to use Singer lubricant. Don't use any other type of lubricant. Use Singer lubricant for Singer product.
You can buy it at places like Joann's Fabrics.
Yes, there's plenty of places where you can purchase the lubricant. And online. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it up, take a look at it, and then I'll take a look at the commutator, and I may have to clean the commutator a little bit, and I'll use an eraser.
What's the commutator? The
commutator is a copper-colored piece that's in here, and it rotates, and which the brushes rub against.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop right here then, and when you open it up, then we'll take a look at that. Okay. And how do you open it up?
I'm gonna open it right here. There's the brushes. The brushes right in here. There's a screw here and a screw here. So to disassemble this, there's a screw here, a screw here that you pull back. But at the same time, there's a couple things I need you to be cautious about. On the other side, I'll flip this around. These are where the brushes are. There's a brush in here and a brush in here. I'll explain what that does in a second. But see the screw? There's a screw here. And when you open that up, remove that screw.
Where is the screw?
It's a screw right here. Let me remove that. Okay, and it'll get you access to the brushes. This screws into this side, and what was holding this gray part to this portion goes into the other side. So if you're not careful when you take this out, if you're not aware of that, this could all fall apart on you. So just be aware that those screws go to this common barrel right here. You see it right there. Now also be careful when you open it. Let me pull it open a little bit and you'll see right in here, there are two things to be aware of. There's a little piece of metal right here, and what that does, that's kind of like a spacer, takes up the space and helps put this in here snug. Also, this comes out right here, this little paper, these are the connectors that I showed earlier, the red and the black that went there. There's just a little piece of paper here, because that could fall out also. So you want to make sure that when you put it back together, that those are in place. Okay. So as I open it up, take a look. So this is what I'm looking at. There's the armature right here, portion right here. I'm not going to clean this, and I'm trying to find out more information about this. And I've been told that when these are manufactured, that there's a coating of some sort that's put on it for protection. And if you put any alcohol or any other product on it, it may dissolve that. So right now I'm just going to leave that alone until I do a little more research and find if there's a safe way to clean that. And so I'm just going to leave that alone. But this is what I'm also interested in. This is the commutator. The commutator is part of the electrical process. In here, if you see in there, I don't know if you can see in there, those are the brushes. The brushes sit against this here on both sides as this spins. And that's part of the electrical process. So I want to clean this up and help it give it better contact. And the way we clean this here portion is just with a simple eraser.